So in this lecture we'll be continuing with the theories of poverty, right? So this is a continuation of the last lecture related to poverty. तो इस लेक्चर में आवर प्राइम फोकस वुड बी ऑन सिचुएशनल कंस्ट्रेंट थियरी, राइट? ठीक है, इसके वन ऑफ द मेजर स्कॉलर्स थे लीबो, राइट? ही रोट अ बुक टैलीज कॉर्नर, इनके बारे में पढ़ेंगे. मेजर जो है मेजर चंक ऑफ दिस लेक्चर विल बी डिवोटेड टू सिचुएशनल कंस्ट्रेंट थियरी. और इसके बाद हम पढ़ेंगे मार्क्सिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव, किनकेड जिसमें मेन स्कॉलर है, राइट? फंक्शनलिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव, और more appropriate word would be structural functionalist perspective, right, of Herbert J. Gans, who wrote a book More Equality. And lastly we'll be taking a look into Weberian perspective, right, जिनके main scholar थे Ralph Miliband. He wrote a book Politics and Poverty, so he'll be linking class and power together, right? So this is the brief structure of this lecture. So let's start with situational constraint theory. Situational constraint theory. Situational constraints theory. See, this theory में हम अगर आपको कोट करना है किसी स्कॉलर को, राइट? काफ़ी सारे स्कॉलर्स हैं जिनका वर्क है इस थियरी के बिहाइंड, राइट? लेकिन वन ऑफ द स्कॉलर दैट यू कुड कोट इज लीबो, LEIBOW, राइट? ही रोट अ बुक टैलीज कॉर्नर, टैलीज कॉर्नर, ठीक है. सी इसमें क्या है सिचुएशनल कंस्ट्रेंट थियरी में? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द प्रोपोनेंट्स ऑफ दिस थियरी दे क्रिटिसाइज ऑस्कर ल्यूइस, राइट? हमने ऑस्कर ल्यूइस थियरी ऑफ कल्चर ऑफ पॉवर्टी पढ़ी थी, राइट? ऑस्कर लुइस थियरी ऑफ कल्चर ऑफ पॉवर्टी, इसको क्या है वो क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं, राइट? So situational constraint theorists like Libo, they argue that this culture of poverty theory is a pessimistic theory. It is a pessimistic theory, right? It is a status quoist theory. Status quoist theory. राइट? बिकॉज हमने देखा था कि कल्चर ऑफ पॉवर्टी थियरिस्ट बोलते हैं दे क्वेश्चन, राइट? बिकॉज दिस कल्चर ऑफ पॉवर्टी थियरिस्ट दे क्वेश्चन द effectiveness of anti-poverty programs, right? They say even after success that government interventions or anti-poverty programs right, won't be able to dismantle poverty, right? This was one of their measure, dismantle poverty, right? Because poverty is, they say poverty is deeply entrenched into the minds of the poor. It is deeply entrenched into the minds of the poor, right? So these anti-poverty programs, which are basically trying to change the economic circumstances of the poor, right? they won't work, because according to them poverty is deeply embedded into their minds, right? Their cultural outlook, हमने देखा था लास्ट लुक में, their cultural outlook or mindset, right? It won't change. ठीक है, because through the process of socialization, people who are born into poverty, they have absorbed the cultural values and norms of poor cultures, right? The distinct subcultures. और उसमें हमने वेरियस चीज़ें पढ़ी थी, राइट? तो बेसिकली दे से दिस सिचुएशनल कंस्ट्रेंट थियरिस्ट से दे argue that culture of poverty is a pessimistic or status quo theory, right? Because they say no government intervention won't be able to dismantle poverty or to change the conditions of the poor, right? Because according to them poverty is a mentality. ठीक है, now see, इनका आर्ग्यूमेंट क्या है सिचुएशन कंस्ट्रेंट थियरीज का? वो बोलते हैं पुअर, दिस इज द बेसिक प्रीमाइज, देयर बेसिक प्रीमाइज, राइट? और बेसिक आर्ग्यूमेंट क्या है इनका? व्हाट इज देयर बेसिक प्रीमाइज और बेसिक आर्ग्यूमेंट? दे से पुअर बिहेव the way they do, right? Poor behave the way they do in order to adapt, right? In order to adapt to the circumstances, in order to adapt to the circumstances or the situational constraints, right, imposed on them, right? Imposed on them by the phenomenon of poverty, right? ये बोलना क्या चाह रहे हैं? Their argument is this: poverty, right? Poverty क्या है? कुछ ऐसे circumstances, कुछ ऐसी कंडीशंस या कुछ ऐसी सिचुएशंस जनरेट करती हैं, राइट? देयर आर सम सिचुएशनल कंस्ट्रेंट्स ऑफ पॉवर्टी. कुछ ऐसे सर्कमस्टांसेस होते हैं पुअर के कि दे नीड टू अडेप्ट टू दिस पॉवर्टी, राइट? दे नीड टू अडेप्ट टू दीज सर्कमस्टांसेस, right, which are beyond their control. These situational constraints, at these situations they are constraining them, right? Situations, they are constraining them. Situational constraints, right? It is the poverty which is constraining them, which is acting as a constraint, right? Or constricting them, right? Limiting them. So poverty is like a, अगर डोरखाइम से करते हैं कि poverty is like a social fact, right? And this social fact, right, it is external to them, right? But it acts as a constraint on their behavior, right? It acts as a constraint, or it is coercive, right? So in order to adapt to the circumstances that poverty generates, or situational constraints of the social fact of poverty which is acting as a constraint on these people, right, they adapt to these circumstances, right, by minimizing the pain of poverty, by minimizing the pain or suffering caused by poverty, right? तो इसलिए क्या है, they evolve certain behavioral patterns, right? ऐसे behavioral patterns जिसको उन्होंने culture of poverty बोला, ऐसे behavioral patterns evolve करते हैं in order to adapt to the circumstances of poverty, right? In order to minimize the pain, suffering and burden of poverty, they are evolving these behavioral patterns, right? So this, what he is arguing about is that, see, this is their basic argument. A person who is in poverty, he is constrained by the circumstances, right? This poverty is like a social factor which is constraining their behavior, which is constraining the behavior of an individual, right? This social fact of poverty, a person who is in poverty, this social fact, it is external to them, it is right? It is posing a constraint on them, or there is a constraint which is acting on them, right? So it is putting them under certain stress, and in order to release this stress or pain or suffering, or to adapt to these circumstances of poverty, these people evolve the behavioral patterns. तो इनका मेन आर्ग्यूमेंट क्या है? सी देयर मेन आर्ग्यूमेंट इज कि जो पॉवर्टी है, राइट, एज ए सोशल फैक्ट, राइट, इट इज कंस्ट्रेनिंग देम टू बिहेव इन सर्टेन वेज, राइट, इट इज कंस्ट्रेनिंग देम टू बिहेव इन सर्टेन वेज. तो यहां से इनका सॉल्यूशन, इनका सी, नाउ दिस इज देयर सेंट्रल आर्ग्यूमेंट विच इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी क्रिटिकल ऑफ कल्चर ऑफ पॉवर्टी. They say, and you should write it down, it is very important, right? So once these situational constraints are removed, right, that is, once these situational constraints are removed, and how would these situational constraints be removed? By lifting the people, once these situational constraints be removed, right, once you remove this situational constraint, once government intervenes, right, and it lift the millions out of the poverty, right, so the poverty as a social fact won't be acting on them, right, because they have been lifted out of poverty, right? So it will no longer be a situational constraint anymore, right, which will be shaping their behavior, right? So once these situational constraints, they are removed, once these situational constraints are removed, right, poor will readily change their behavior. They will readily change their behavior, right, because you have removed the external constraints, so their behavior is going to change. This is their central argument. ऑस्कर लेविस क्या बोल रहे थे कि इवन इफ यू रिमूव दिस सर्कमस्टांसेस, इवन इफ यू लिफ्ट पीपल आउट ऑफ पॉवर्टी, राइट, एज पर सर्टेन इकोनॉमिक क्राइटेरिया, लेट्स से वर्ल्ड बैंक क्राइटेरिया $1.9 per day, go through government through its intervention programs like PDS, NREGA, they are able to successfully lift people out of poverty or by generating jobs, right? But Oscar Lewis was saying कि poverty is deeply entrenched or embedded in their mind, right? It is shaping their mindset, attitude, outlook, right? So poverty is a mentality to him, because this mentality or this personality system of theirs is shaped by the cultural system, because these people are living in the distinct subculture, right, the subcultures of poverty. So they have through the process of socialization inculcated this culture and norms of poverty, right? वो हमने culture और norms देखे थे कौन कौन से होते हैं when we were talking about. Now his argument is this: once you remove, now Lebo criticize करते हैं कि once you remove the situational constraints, right, people will not be any more constrained by this social fact of poverty, and they will, once these situational constraints are removed, they will readily change their behavior. So it is not as if the government successful intervention programs won't be successful. So that is why he is arguing that this is their theory is pessimistic, culture of poverty, right? ठीक है. Now हाउ डू पीपल, राइट, हमने देखा पॉवर्टी कैसे सिचुएशन सर्कमस्टांसेस करती है, उसके हिसाब से ही मैन अडॉप्ट करता है सर्टेन बिहेवियर को, राइट. नाउ लेट अस ट्राई टू जस्टिफाई कि व्हाई मैन इज अडॉप्टिंग सर्टेन बिहेवियरल पैटर्न्स, राइट. पॉइंट बाय पॉइंट क्रिटिसाइज करेंगे हम आपका ऑस्कर लुइस की थियरी को फर्स्ट हम देखते हैं. सी, ऑस्कर लुइस वाज सेइंग कि द पुअर दे आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम फैटलिज्म. हमने देखा था, राइट? दे आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम ग्रेटिफिकेशन. दे आर चूजिंग ग्रेटिफिकेशन ओवर डिफरेंस, राइट? दे हैव प्रेजेंट ओरिएशन rather than future orientation, right? So these people they have rejected free will or agency. These people have rejected deference or sacrifice or hard work. These people has rejected the future orientation. इसके पीछे रीजन देते हैं. See, what is Lebo trying to say? He said there is a reason behind this. He says it is not as if poor people are choosing to behave the way they do, right? They are constrained by the social fact of poverty, right? And these constraints are leading them to evolve certain behavioral patterns in order to adapt or minimize this pain or burden or suffering of poverty, right? Let me give you an example. Why are these people suffering from fatalism, gratification and present orientation rather than future orientation, right? इसके पीछे बोलते हैं कि these are the circumstances. See, these people, ये उनका खुद का will नहीं है. Why are they behaving the way they do? Is because these people are engaged in dead end jobs, menial jobs, right? They are engaged in dirty and unskilled jobs, the poor people, right? For example, cleaning job, being a cleaner, sweeper, janitor, manual scavenger, cobbler, right? So he says these jobs they offer no career prospects. कोई career prospects नहीं है इस जॉब में, राइट? स्वीपर का ऐसा कोई करियर ग्राफ तो होता नहीं है, क्लीनर का कोई ऐसा करियर ग्राफ नहीं होता कि वो फ्यूचर की तरफ देख सकें. उनका फ्यूचर ओरिएंटेशन होगी हमें ऐसे सोशल मोबिलिटी और हिरार्की गेन करनी है इस करियर में, राइट? ऑफर नो करियर प्रोस्पेक्ट्स, राइट? एंड ही सेज देयर आर नो फॉर एग्जांपल एवेन्यूज, देयर आर नो एवेन्यूज ऑफ प्रमोशन एंड एडवांसमेंट. So they know they are trapped in these jobs, right? They know these people, they know they are trapped in these jobs which offer no scope for career advancement, career growth, promotions or future prospects. And they have no future prospects. Right? So that is why they have, और यहाँ पे हमने बोला sense for resignation, right? They have accepted their current situation, right? Defeatist attitude. Why they have accepted their current situation? Because they know about their future prospects. There are no future prospects at all in these jobs, right? They know that there is no future or advancement or promotional aspects in these jobs, right? And that is why they are present, the orientation is in present, right? They are suffering from a sense of resignation because they know they won't be able to change their condition in these jobs, right? That is why they are choose gratification or deference or fatalism or free will, right? Because वो बोलते हैं कि ये जो भी हमारे भाग्य में रखी हुई है as per our present skills or conditions, और हमारे कुछ इसमें फ्यूचर प्रोस्पेक्ट्स है ही नहीं, राइट? द पीपल हु आर इन पॉवर्टी, राइट? ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे वो बोलते हैं Lebo, there is a quote. Lebo says, the poor are aware of their situation, and helplessness of it all. Let me further try to justify this, right? See, second point, in order to counter this, right? Why are they behaving the way they do? Second point, right? One is the jobs. Second is, as we studied in previous lecture, that poverty is expensive. Poverty is expensive, right? Poor are not able to save. Poor are not able to save. Rather, they are living a hand-to-mouth existence. They are leading a hand-to-mouth existence, right? डेली इतना कमा लेते हैं, right? वो सारा उनकी कंजम्पशन में चला जाता है, right? Even that, what they are earning, even that is not sufficient for them, right? तो they are not able to save. ठीक है, once because of their salaries or wages they are getting from the wage market, because they are trapped in these low jobs, unskilled jobs, right? They are not able to save their living hand to mouth existence. Plus, as we saw in last lecture, poverty is expensive also, right? For example, we talked about credit markets, right? We talked about transportations. For example, in the remote hilly areas or poor tribal areas, their transportation is expensive due to lack of connectivity. So obviously, the products there which will be sold in the market, in the local markets, there will be more expensive due to this additional transportation cost, right? And due to lack of financial exclusion, lack of financial inclusion, right? They will be taking money from the sahukars or money lenders, which will be charging very high rates of interest. Plus, these people, they buy, they do not buy goods in bulk, right? So they won't be able to take advantage of discounts. So poverty is an expensive phenomena. ठीक है? So since these poor people are not able to save, right? जब एक गरीब आदमी सेविंग नहीं कर पाएगा, तो वो क्या हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस करवाएगा बच्चों का, क्या फ्यूचर देखेगा, क्या इंश्योरेंस करवाएगा, कैसे वो पैसे म्यूचुअल फंड या कहीं पे जमा करेगा जिससे वो सेविंग और इन्वेस्ट कर सके, बिकॉज देयर आर नो सेविंग और इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रोस्पेक्ट्स. क्या वो बच्चों की पढ़ाई के लिए सेव करेगा, राइट? तो एवरीथिंग विल इज गोइंग टू सफर since there are no savings and savings are oriented towards the future, so he can't even look towards the future because the very possibility to survive the present day is very low. That is why they are living in hand to mouth existence just to survive the present day. So it is their circumstances which they are these are the circumstances of poverty, the situational constraints of poverty, they are making them the act or behave the way they do, right? Third point that I want to talk about as to why they are behaving the way they do, right? Third point that especially Lebos talks about, street corner, right? Tally's corner, street corner में लोग जाके इकट्ठे होते हैं, आपने देखा होगा, right? बदमाश वगैरह जाके स्ट्रीट के कॉर्नर्स पे खड़े हो जाते हैं. So that kind of thing is talking about, right? विलियम फुट वाइट हमने देखा था, स्ट्रीट कॉर्नर सोसाइटी, इटालियन गैंग्स के बारे में उन्होंने पढ़ा था. The point is this कि see, they say these families are matrifocal families. हमने देखा था single mother households. Why are these single mother households, right? Because he says, because a man, right, a man is not able to provide for his family, able to provide for his family, right, due to poverty. He is not able to provide for his family. He suffers from, this is what he says, right? A man is not able to provide for his families. A man is not able to fulfill, right? This is the role of a man. This is what defines a man. A man should be responsible. He should be able to provide for his families, his children and wife, right? This is what is the traditional role of a husband or a son, right? So he is not able to fulfill his traditional role of being a breadwinner, right? Breadwinner, to earn bread or roti provide karo, right? To being a breadwinner for the family, and this person, this man, is when he's not able to provide for his family and he's suffering, right, from his inability to provide for his family, wife, children, etc. is suffering from this inability daily, right? And it leads to frustration, right? It leads to humiliation. He feels humiliated if he is not able to provide for his family, right? It compromises his dignity, right? And that is why these people, these men, right, they abandon, they desert, or they divorce their wives. It is not as if it is in the culture of the poor, or why the single mother households are overwhelmingly in large proportion amongst the poor, right? You study about the American society, they especially race, ethnicity, the blacks who are living in ghetto, poor neighborhoods, high criminal culture, right? They desert the single mother households. Their proportion comparing to the overall American societal structure, it is greater there. And why it is greater there? Because they are not able to provide, because they are living in poverty, right? They are not able to fulfill the traditional role. A man, what things a man is supposed to do, or he is supposed to provide for his family, he is not able to do that. So it is causing daily frustration, daily disappointment, daily humiliations, and it is compromising his dignity daily, right? And that is why this person, right, he abandons, deserts, or divorces his wife, right? And he starts participating in the street corner, right? वहाँ पे खड़े होके क्या करते हैं? They start doing gambling, they start doing drinking, right? Because these provide a sense of adventure and thrill to them. हमने पढ़ा था डेमियंस में, क्रिमिनल सबकल्चर्स में, right? They start asserting their masculinity, their toughness. And how would they be asserting their masculinity, their toughness? By engaging in physical fights, by being an alpha in these street corner gangs, right? So this is a way for them to reassert or regain their manhood, right? And that is why because since they are not able to provide or fulfill the traditional role of a man, right? So it is their way of reasserting their manhood, right? Being masculine, being tough, being an alpha, right? Within these street corner gangs, right? And that is why they will be daily engaging in these physical fights in order to assert their masculinity or toughness. And this will be providing rationalization or justifications for them, right? This is going to satisfy them mentally, and that is why they behave the way they do, right? And they will be these people will be acting as con men, right? Because through being a con man, or by picking the pockets of a person, they would be able to show their this entrepreneurship, this skill entrepreneurship, right? They are smart, they are intelligent, they are able to portray that. This is what we studied in deviance, right? So anyways, this is why this culture, these circumstances of poverty, they are acting on the people, right? And they are constraining for them the way they behave, they do, right? And he says once you remove these circumstances or these constraints, poor are going to readily change their behavior, right? So this is why he is criticizing this culture of poverty theory. See, हमने देखा कल्चर ऑफ पॉवर्टी की तो सिचुएशनल कंस्ट्रेंट की, पैसिमिस्टिक और स्टेटस क्वाइस्ट है, राइट? सेकंड आर्ग्यूमेंट आप ये भी देख सकते हो, वन इज फ्रॉम द सिचुएशनल कंस्ट्रेंट थ्योरी. सेकंड आर्ग्यूमेंट हम ये भी देख सकते हैं, सी हमने कल्चर ऑफ पॉवर्टी में देखा था कि पुअर दे स्टॉप पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन द इंस्टीट्यूशंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी. हमने देखा था इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे, इंस्टीट्यूशनल लेवल पे, फैमिली लेवल पे, और फिर हमने देखा था सोसाइटल और कम्युनिटी लेवल पे. दे स्टॉप पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन द इंस्टीट्यूशंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी, राइट? यू कुड आर्ग्यू it is not they started participating, it is the social exclusion, it is the society which is excluding them from being participating in the इंस्टीट्यूशंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी, राइट. ये बोल सकते हो आप, फॉर एग्जाम्पल when we talk about कि poor are not mobilizing themselves, why they are not mobilizing themselves, because they have been constrained by the society. For example, आप देखो ट्रेड यूनियन बनाने के लिए मिनिमम स्ट्रेंथ होनी चाहिए शायद, अकॉर्डिंग टू लॉ इन डिफरेंट कंट्रीज इट इज डिफरेंट. It should be around 9 to 10 people should be there in order to forge or form a trade union. That should be the requisite employee strength of a particular organization in order for you to engage in this trade union activities, right. लेकिन आप देखो जो कैजुअल लेबर है उसमें काफ़ी सारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ऐसी हैं, लॉट्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, लाइक मेजर जो इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर है, ऑलमोस्ट 85% ऑफ इंडिया इज एंगेज्ड इन इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर और कैजुअल लेबर, जहाँ पे दे आर नॉट एबल टू फॉर्म द ट्रेड यूनियंस. 85% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन इज नॉट एबल टू फॉर्म ट्रेड यूनियंस. इट इज दे आर बीइंग सोशली एक्सक्लूडेड, राइट. दे आर नॉट एबल टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द इंस्टीट्यूशंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी. और थर्ड, सी, अगर आप बोलते हैं दे आर नॉट पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन इंस्टीट्यूशंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी, यू टेक अ लुक इनटू वोटिंग बिहेवियर ऑफ द पुअर इन इंडिया. इट जनरली ये ऑब्जर्व किया जाता है दैट द वोटिंग बिहेवियर क्या है, जो रूरल पुअर है, राइट, दे टर्न इन ह्यूज नंबर्स ड्यूरिंग द इलेक्शंस, वेयर इट द अर्बन रिच और द अर्बन मिडिल क्लास, they don't participate much in our democratic political process, right, by voting in elections. It is the poor, rural poor especially, who are doing that. So we can say कि these poor through democracy they are reasserting themselves, right. And plus these different political parties, they know that poor are going to participate and vote in huge numbers, right. So they try to cater to the interests of the poor by giving campaigns like Garibi Hatao. This is what was the poll plank of Indira Gandhi, Garibi Hatao, right. Modi ji talks about Vikas. So what is this? That they are trying to capture this poor vote bank. ठीक है, right. So this was situational constraint theory. ठीक है. See, now we will be taking a look into 3 perspectives related to poverty. See, my major emphasis was on the 3 perspectives that were already talked about, right, which were completely new to you, right. So I tried to deal with these theoretical perspectives of situational constraint theory, culture of poverty, and poverty as a positive feedback system in a conceptual and in-depth manner, right. See, अब ये जो पढ़ाने वाला हूँ, these are the same arguments that we have talked about, right, at multiple times, right. These are the same arguments, Marxist, functionalist, and Weberian approach, right. So it will be completely relatively easier for you to understand these perspectives, right. सबसे पहले बात करते हैं मार्क्सिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव की. तो उसमें बात करेंगे किनकेड की, राइट. सो किनकेड ही वाज अ मार्क्सिस्ट एंड ही गेव अ मार्क्सिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव रिलेटेड टू पॉवर्टी. तो किनकेड के क्या आर्ग्यूमेंट्स है, राइट. तो 2 पॉइंट्स देखेंगे. फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज किनकेड सेज दैट पॉवर्टी इज एन आउटकम ऑफ एक्सप्लॉइटेटिव कैपिटलिस्ट सिस्टम, राइट. इट इज द कैपिटलिस्ट हु आर exploiting the labor class, right. And how they are exploiting the labor class, it is they are appropriating the surplus, right. हमने देखा था मार्क्स बोलते हैं कि it is only the labor which can produce value, right. तो जो रूलिंग क्लास है, जो बुर्जुआ है, they are exploiting the labor of the subject class or the proletariat, right. So what they are essentially doing is they are giving minimal wages to the workers, right, exploiting them, and they're appropriating the rest of the labor value, right. That is the surplus. उसको हमने surplus बात की थी, right. So capitalists, they are engaged in appropriation of surplus, right, which is leading on this exploitation. It is leading to concentration of wealth and capital in few hands, right. This is lead to concentration of wealth and capital in few hands. सी, इसके साथ आप एक और इसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए आप एक आर्गुमेंट और लिख सकते हो. जब हमने बात की थी कैपिटलिस्ट सिस्टम की, तो हमने देखा था देयर इज इंटेंस एंड इंसेसेंट कंपटीशन बिटवीन डिफरेंट कैपिटलिस्ट. इंटेंस कंपटीशन है कैपिटलिस्ट के बीच में. सो दे आर ट्राइंग टू मैक्सिमाइज देयर प्रॉफिट्स in order to stay afloat in this intensive or incessant among this intensive or incessant competition. So they want to stay afloat. और उसका सबसे बेटर तरीका क्या होगा? To you maximize your profits. And how profits are seen कि the more you exploit labor, right, the more you engage in cost cutting, the more you will be maximizing your own profits, right? So this is their argument that poverty is an outcome of exploitative capitalist system. It is the capitalists who are engaging in appropriation of surplus and exploitation of labor, and thereby which is leading to concentration of wealth and capital in few hands. That is the hand of the bourgeois. Now this argument was supported by Thomas Piketty, and Thomas Piketty he wrote a book that is the Capital in 21st Century. So usme you can quote. This is what he says. He argues that it is not simply that there are rich and poor. It is rather that some are rich because some are poor, right? So he's basically talking about the lack of effective redistribution. He's talking about the aggravating or increasing inequalities within the capitalist system, right? Aggravating, आप लिख सकते हो आप, aggravating and increasing inequalities within the capitalist system. He says that the gap between the rich and poor, the haves and have-nots, right, or these inequalities, they are increasing or widening. तो फर्स्ट आर्ग्यूमेंट को थॉमस पिकेटी सपोर्ट करते हैं, राइट. सेकंड आर्ग्यूमेंट दैट किनकेड गिव्स इज रिलेटेड टू स्टेट, राइट. ही इज क्वेश्चनिंग द इफेक्टिवनेस ऑफ वेलफेयर प्रोग्राम्स ऑफ द स्टेट, राइट. स्टेट इज एंगेज्ड इन वेरियस काइंड ऑफ वेलफेयर प्रोग्राम्स, राइट. फॉर एग्जांपल वेरियस एंटी पॉवर्टी प्रोग्राम्स, राइट. प्रोग्राम्स लाइक पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम इन इंडिया, right, Narega. He says these are mere dolls, right, these are mere dolls of the state. These dolls of the state, और ये जो भीख स्टेट दे रही है गरीबों को, right, this is leading to a culture of dependency. It is creating a culture of dependency, right, amongst the poor. So thereby the poor won't be striving to change their position within the class structure, right, so as to keep the poor in their place, right. So poor are seen by him as powerless and passive recipient of doles, right, passively receiving the doles provided by the state, right. And this argument was supported by Westergaard and Ressler, right. These are the Marxist theories. हमने पहले भी पढ़ा था Westergaard और Ressler के बारे में. They say state is a committee of the bourgeois, right. वो bourgeois की कमेटी है, वो bourgeois इंटरेस्ट को रिप्रेजेंट करती है. Now then they criticize this welfareist approach of the state, and they argue that this welfareism of the state, it aims to minimize the burden, the pain of poverty, the sufferings of poverty, right. It minimizes that pain, so it eliminates the discontent amongst the poor, the resentment that was brewing among the poor due to this exploitative capitalist system, right, and thereby it prevents the workers' revolution, right. तो वो पानी में क्या है, वो आग में क्या पानी डालने का काम करती है, राइट. सो दे से कि जो स्टेट का जो वेलफेयरिज्म है ये ऐसी अपीयरेंस देता है कि स्टेट इंडिपेंडेंट है, ऑटोनमस है, प्रो पुअर वेलफेयर है, राइट. प्रो पुअर है और पुअर ओरिएंटेड स्टेट है. वो बोलते हैं ऐसा नहीं, स्टेट इज अ कमिटी ऑफ द बुर्जुआ. थ्रू दिस वेलफेयरिज्म इज काइंड ऑफ प्रमोटिंग अ फॉल्स क्लास कॉन्शियसनेस. It is leading to passive recipients. These workers are passive recipients of dole, right. It is eliminating discontent among them, right. So it is preventing a revolution, and it is indeed, these are like mere dolls, right, and it is leading to perpetuation of capitalist system, right. Second perspective देखेंगे structural functionalist perspective. Herbert J. Gans he wrote a book known as More Equality. More Equality में क्या बोलते हैं? It talks about the functions and dysfunctions of poverty, and poverty is functional for whom and dysfunctional for whom. And he says poverty survives because it is functional for non-poor. It is functional for the middle class. It is functional for the rich. It is functional for the poor. For the powerful. Whereas he says this
poverty is a dysfunctional for the poor, right? It is dysfunctional for the poor in the way that it leads to severe material deprivations amongst the poor. It leads to lack of life chances, right? It leads to lack of dignity. This is how poverty is a dysfunctional to the poor. But he says poverty is functional for the non-poor, the middle class and the rich people and the powerful people, and that is why poverty is still existing. That is why poverty is still surviving. And what are these functions? See, ये functions के बारे में हम already deal कर चुके हैं. When I was talking about Merton, I gave one of this point, right? Why? See, because poverty क्या करती है? Poverty ensures that a number of dead end, menial, dirty and dangerous jobs gets done at lower wages, right? Janitor, sweeper, cleaners, why are people engaged in manual scavenging? Because लोग मजबूर हैं. Due to poverty, due to ensure their survival and subsistence, they have to do these dangerous, dead and menial, degrading works. They have no option whatsoever, right? So poverty is creating, it is providing a low wage labor pool. और जब आप बात करते हैं subsidies for the poor, he says it is not the rich who are subsidizing the poor. It is not the state, it is not the middle class who are subsidizing the poor through the tax benefits. This argument, अगर कोई भी अगर आप ये argument देता है, through tax we are subsidizing the poor. It is, अगर हम इस perspective से देखें, it is the poor who are subsidizing the non-poor. It is through you are keeping these wages deliberately low. You are deliberately exploiting these people. So essentially, अगर हम Marxist perspective से देखें, तो all this surplus is used by middle class and the rich people. Most of it is monopolized by the rich people, and some of it is distributed amongst the middle class. Right? So it is the poor who are subsidizing the non-poor. It is not the other way else. Right? This is a very very beautiful argument. Right? आप इसको essays में लिख सकते हो, आप interviews में भी इस argument को दे सकते हो. It is a beautiful argument, right? Second is it creates, see, poverty, it creates jobs, employment and occupation for those that serve the poor, right? It creates jobs for those who serve the poor. अगर poverty नहीं होगी तो देश का विकास कैसे होगा? Politicians क्या करेंगे? Poverty नहीं होगी तो आप लोग country को कैसे serve करेंगे? Right? So this is what the job for politicians, administration, it is creating these jobs. So it is functional for these people. Third, he says, existence of poverty acts as a yardstick or a baseline of failure. It acts as a point of reference, a yardstick, or it is a baseline of failure. It is a negative point of reference. अगर आप Merton से link करते हो, those are the people that you should not be aspiring to become, right? तो कैसे बोलते हैं? See, so it reinforces mainstream values and norms, right? Because it is rejecting the culture of poverty, right? वो क्या बोलते हैं? हार्ड वर्क करो. आपको बोलते हैं ना कि हार्ड वर्क करो, पढ़ो, वरना कहीं फिर बाद में आपको क्या है, जैसे one of our teachers used to say in school, अच्छा you should be working hard, सभी मेहनत करो, अगर नहीं करोगे तो बाद में गोलगप्पे बेचोगे, right? So this is, what is this? This is a functional conception of poverty. Sacrifice करो, deference करो, immediate gratification मत करो. All these are mainstream values and norms which are reinforced through the conception of poverty. ठीक है. Third is Weberian approach, right? Weber करते क्या है? He is linking class, status and party, right? He is linking wealth, prestige and power together, right? These three hierarchies together. ठीक है. This is what Weber was talking about. तो Ralph Miliband क्या है? He links class and power together. Or in his book Politics and Poverty. So he is linking class and power together in his book Politics and Poverty. तो Miliband क्या बोलते हैं? He says the poor, that is who are lying at the bottom of stratification system, if we see this stratification in terms of class, right, the poor are powerless, right? So he is linking their class with the power they possess. Poor are powerless, they lack voice, right? They are marginalized, right? These poor are unorganized. ठीक है. So he says there is a power asymmetry in society, power asymmetry in society between different classes. So it is a kind of a cumulative inequality systems, whereas how much wealth you have will determine how much powerful you are and your status, social status in society. He says poor people, they suffer from power asymmetry, right? They have weak bargaining power, right? Or they are voiceless, they are marginalized, they are unorganized, they are basically powerless. And that is how they are not able to mobilize themselves and go for collective action in order to change their conditions, right? So he says it is poverty or economic deprivation which is leading to political deprivation, which is further aggravating economic deprivation, which is further contributing to political deprivation, right? This is a vicious cycle. This is how he is linking class and power together. इसका 2-3 एग्जांपल्स मैं आपको देता हूँ. Poor people are voiceless, they are not able to mobilize themselves, right? They lack power, they lack dignity. कहीं ना कहीं पुअर को कमजोर समझा जाता है, isn't it? और वो खुद को भी समझते हैं, unless they are mobilized by some people belonging to middle class as per a certain ideology, right? That is a different case. But they are not able to mobilize themselves, the poor. Why is it so? Because they lack voice. They consider themselves to be powerful, inferior in terms of power. There is a power asymmetry there. तो कितने पुअर लोग अपने आप को प्रेशर ग्रुप्स, या यहाँ पे लिंक करो 3 डायमेंशन. वन इज पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज. कितने पुअर अपने आप को क्या है मोबिलाइज करके एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी बना के अपनी कंडीशंस चेंज करते हैं? दे डोंट डू दैट, राइट? एंड हाउ मेनी पुअर पीपल डू यू थिंक फॉर्ज ट्रेड यूनियंस? हमने जब बात की ट्रेड यूनियन विच रिप्रेजेंट्स योर बार्गेनिंग पावर, राइट? हाउ मेनी दिस पुअर पीपल दे आर एंगेज्ड इन दिस casual labor or informal labor, they are not able to organize themselves, right? Like the workers who are more affluent, they are not able to organize themselves and go for collective action and protest like strike and demonstration. Since they are not able to mobilize themselves, they have weak bargaining power. Since they have weak bargaining power, उनकी wages increase नहीं करेंगी, because it is the trade unions through your organization you will be able to protect, promote and augment your interest. जब भी आप स्ट्राइक करोगे अपनी सैलरी बढ़ाने के लिए या वर्किंग कंडीशंस इंप्रूव करने के लिए या फिर सोशल सिक्योरिटी डेवलप करने के लिए, ऑल दिस दे आर लैकिंग. सो दे लैक पावर, एंड दे लैक पावर बिकॉज दे आर इकोनॉमिकली डिप्राइव्ड. सिंस दे आर इकोनॉमिकली डिप्राइव्ड, दे लैक पावर एंड फर्दर इट ऑगमेंट्स देयर इकोनॉमिक डिप्रिवेशन. सो इज लिंकिंग क्लास एंड पावर टुगेदर, राइट? ट्रेड यूनियंस की हमने बात की. प्रेशर ग्रुप्स की बात कर सकते हो. कितने लोग पूरे लोग प्रेशर ग्रुप्स फॉर्म करते हैं? बात कर सकते हो आप political parties की, right? Political parties, they mobilize poor there for their own benefit, right? The elites of political elites, they mobilize poor for their own benefits. But how many poor on their own, leading to a ground mass movements, they mobilize themselves, right? So these are the various theories of poverty, right? तो हमने poverty देखा. In next lecture we'll be talking about social exclusion, right?